Good morning. Welcome to our annual shareholder meeting, and we appreciate the applause walking in. You're not exactly a tough crowd. We appreciate it. But really appreciate you all coming out. It's a beautiful day here in Green Bay, and I hope we're all ready for some football.
Accordingly, a quorum of the outstanding stock is present for this meeting. As a result, this meeting is lawfully convened and ready to transact business in accordance with our bylaws. Thank you.
Next up is a football report. Given by Ted Thompson. Before I call Ted up, though, I just want to say a couple words. I'm often asked by people, what's the key to the success that the Packers have enjoyed over the last 5-6 years? There's one factor. It's Ted Thompson.
Yeah.
He is really outstanding.
Be quiet. I haven't started. First of all, I'd like to thank Mark for those kind words, even if they're not all true. It sounded really good. Thanks again to the executive committee, the leadership that they project, and board of directors, and to, last but not least, all of you, the shareholders and co-owners of the Green Bay Packers. We want to talk a little bit about last year, and then we're going to move forward. In 2013, we had our ups and downs. The one thing our team kept doing, your team kept doing, was they kept playing. It got tough. There were times when people were pretty much throwing dirt on our coffin, but the guys hung together. And it's one of the prouder moments in my time here as a general manager to watch them persevere when really everything was stacked against them. We're not going to really get into, what are the pictures? There they are. Okay, we have the number 12. He's pretty good. See, that's cheap. Every time I want to get applause, all I have to do is say that number 12. But to get back to the season, it's a long haul season. That's what they are. It's 16 games. We finished 8-7-1. Not what we would have wanted starting out. As it turned out, it was good enough to make the playoffs for the 5th consecutive season. And it was good enough to win our division for the 3rd consecutive time. We'll look at a few more pictures of some of the guys on offense and defense, and I'm going to turn just so I can keep up with it. There's Josh Sitton. He would be the one on the left. Eddie Lacy's the one on the right. As we're looking at it. Then we have a shot of Jordy Nelson. All these are good plays. Jordy Nelson. And despite having a shortened season because of injuries, Randall Cobb taking up the rear. A few shots of the guys on defense. First one is Clay Matthews. Next group of guys are B.J. Raji and A.J. Pretty solid guys. Tremont Williams running with the ball, which is always a good sign. I don't know who's next because I can't flip the page. Oh, here's another shot of A.J. I don't know why, but he plays all the time. So. We never take him out. Then we have our specialists, Tim Mashtay and Crosby, who both had great seasons last year. Well, let's talk a little bit about the coaching staff. It's led by Mike McCarthy, of course. To start the off-season, our big thing was we had 3 goals in mind. Number 1 was to try to sign as many of our own players as we could, and we were able to do that. Number 2, to selectively add additions from other teams. We were able to do that. And to draft effectively with an eye towards right now, towards helping us win right now, but also with an understanding of the future. Those things were accomplished, we felt like, in the off-season, and I want to thank our personnel staff for all their hard work. This is longer than I've ever been up. Okay, we want to run through the draft choices. We don't rate them, and we don't criticize them, and we don't praise them. We just run through them right here. We got Clinton Dix from Alabama. Southern Mississippi. Richard Rogers, California. Carl Bradford, Arizona State. Corey Lindsley, Ohio State. Jared Navarderas, Wisconsin. I've been waiting to announce him in front of somebody for a long time. No, he's doing great. Dimitri Goodson from the University of Baylor. Jeff Janis from Saginaw Valley State, which is now we're coming down to it. We're getting ready. We're looking ahead. We don't predict at this event ever, but we do expect to win. We expect to win this year. I want to thank you for coming. I thank you for your support. I've always felt that support. We've had, like anybody in my position, times when it wasn't so good, and maybe you didn't feel loved. But I do now. Thank you very much. Go Pack, go.
Had a number of changes last year, and I wanted to kind of highlight that I think really helped the organization. We added, you can see the south end zone. I thought it was a great addition. We added 7,000 seats. All kinds of new different seating and viewing options. We also, with the new seats, we have obviously a much larger attendance. And in our Detroit Lions game last year, we set a Lambeau Field record for attendance. We also added a new network lot in addition to the EMG lot to the south of the stadium. With our new seats, we now have a seating capacity of 80,750, and we are second in the NFL. Stadium in New York.
Oh, okay.
Last year, which I think is, for our fans, here we are by far the smallest market in the NFL, yet we have the second largest stadium. I think that speaks volumes about the kind of fan support we have. I do want to acknowledge and talk just a little bit. We did have some ticket sales challenges. I think, across the league, it was really a story. The Green Bay Packers had trouble selling out. I think it was a number of things, the timing. I think people really didn't expect us to make the playoffs. I think we went winless in November. But, we won it. And I tell you, it's a credit again to Mark Wagner and his staff. We were able to sell it out. And we looked at it, we did a survey. We surveyed all our season ticket holders and other fans, tried to get a sense of what the issues were and why people took so long or didn't purchase tickets right away. And as a result of that, we realized there are things we can do differently, and we're going to change our postseason ticket policy. We're going to go to a pay as you play or pay as we play, so you'll only be charged if we actually play the games. I think playing the Super Bowl, you'll see Lambeau Field received quite a bit of publicity during the Super Bowl.
Let's go, Adrian. Adrian, let's go. Get up there and field. Let's go. Hey, Ellen, let's go.
Ready for a pinch, cover 2. Don't mess this up again, Adrian. Ready?
That Super Bowl play, that commercial played during the Super Bowl, and if you didn't recognize him, he reprised the role of Mean Joe Green. Those of you that are my age remember that commercial. That was Alan Johnson, who manages at Lambeau Field, we're all so proud of it. You think of all the assets we have. I don't think there's one that's more important than Lambeau Field. And we're very proud of the fan experience that we provide. And one of the things I'm proud of is, even though 3 years in a row by a vote of NFL fans survey, we've been voted the #1 experience, we haven't rested on our laurels. Thank you. We had the ceremony yesterday, and obviously this is a great tribute to Mike McCarthy, for what he's done. Not only, as a coach, and he's now on a parallel in terms of. We're matched up with Lombardi and Holmgren in terms of having a street named after him around the stadium. Great tribute to Mike, not only the quality of what he's done as a football coach, but also quality and character of the person. Just in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, we were very fortunate to have Dave Robinson inducted last year. He joined us here last year. We're now second in the NFL. We're going to pass the Bears soon. We want to be #1 in terms of players and coaches. One of the things we talked about in the past is our plans for Titletown, the Titletown district around Lambeau Field. Really pleased to get a start to that last year when we opened, were we able to have the Cabela's open at the corner of 41 and Lombardi. It's now been a year. They've been great partners. They're off to a great start. It's been a year, and it looks like we had about 2.8 million visitors come into the area as a result of Cabela's. So it's something we're really excited about. So we've got future plans, and really the goal is to create and make this area even more of a destination, bring people into the area. All right, the atrium renovation. South end zone's done. Now we're on to the atrium renovation, and hopefully you've had a chance to see some of these new facilities that just opened up. The Miller Lite Gate atrium is quite a bit different. If you haven't had a chance to get down to the Pro Shop, we're really pleased with the way the Pro Shop came out. Really, I think there's nothing like it in the NFL. It's a spectacular new facility. It's twice the size of the old Pro Shop. And it's all on one floor. It's down on the lower level. Much easier access. And the Harlem Plaza, the Harlem Plaza has been in front of the atrium since 2003, but with the changes to the Pro Shop, it necessitated pretty major changes to Harlem Plaza. If you haven't been there yet, I'd encourage you to walk through there. We're really pleased with the way it turned out. I think the statues of Vince Lombardi and Curly are much more prominent and really kind of pop out now, and really make a great place for fans to walk and for pedestrians to get through the area. We're continuing to work on the renovation of the atrium. The Hall of Fame has been closed since November, and it looks like this spring we're on track to open a new Hall of Fame as well as new restrooms south of the stadium. You probably noticed there's a lot of green space. We're taking it back to the way it was when the stadium was originally built, but we have raised a number of houses. and we're going to use that area for green parking this year. All right, I know we got a lot of Badger fans there. 2 years. 2 years. In Labor Day weekend, we're going to be hosting a college football game here, the first time since the 1980s. Last year we were 9th in the NFL in terms of total revenue, which, you know, for the smallest market in the NFL is pretty good. So, and a lot of that is a result of your support. In terms of the NFL report, just wanted to update you on a number of issues going on within the NFL. Obviously, a big issue is health and safety, and particularly the concussion lawsuits. We were really pleased that a settlement was reached last August with the plaintiffs in that case. It was $765 million. It's really become a major media event. It's on the same time during the NBA playoffs, much higher ratings for the NFL draft than NBA playoff games. This year they moved it into May. They had higher ratings there. The league has also determined that they're going to move the draft this next year, and Green Bay has made an effort, and we're supportive of that, to see if we could host the draft. But they've narrowed it down. It'll either be in Chicago or LA this year. Yeah, I thought it was a bad decision too. Just want to make sure people were aware of the upcoming Lombardi movie. Hopefully a lot of you remember or had a chance to maybe see the play when that came out. But the Lombardi, the movie, will be out and will be released in conjunction with the 50th. Some of you may have seen comments earlier this year by Mark Cuban about overexposure. He said, you know, pigs get fat and hogs get slaughtered, and I think the NFL's hoggy. So I didn't really appreciate his comments, but he's a pretty smart businessman. So I think it's something that we really look at. We want to make sure that we don't overexpose the NFL, but we also are aware that there's great demand for our products. So it's something we continue to monitor. And as I said before, I really feel that we are in a very, very strong position to continue to compete for championships and keep this team in Green Bay winning championships for a long time. Thanks again.